Congratulations on the new Chanel Camellia collection, also known as the Leblanc collection or the 2025 Spring Act 2 makeup collection, which is it's crazy, all the amount of collection that Chanel has. And I do have some breaking news regarding an OG product from Chanel that we are going to talk about in just a minute. As you can tell, I already have foundation, bronzer, concealer on. All the details of the makeup that I'm using today will be on the description box, along with the links for your convenience. I know many of you are going to ask me the same question: where can I get this collection? I bought this collection directly from my client advisor at a Chanel beauty boutique here in the US. By the time that I'm uploading this video, I'm pretty sure the collection should be available online or at retailers. That's why it's super important to subscribe to the channel with the post notification bell on, because I will be updating the description box if in case when I'm uploading this video this collection is not yet available. But also I will post it on my community tab, and if you're on TikTok and Instagram, come and follow me there. So what things that I got from this collection? Pretty much everything. One of the products that got my attention right away is the Camelia Futura powder blush trio, which is made in France, and it costs $75. It came in this little pouch, and wait to see. I mean, if you're following me on Instagram and TikTok, you may have already seen the unboxing of this baby. Oh my gosh. The packaging, everything is so beautiful with the camellia embossing, with a little stitching on the side. You know, it reminds me quite a bit to this beautiful blush from, what was it? I think 2015 or 2016, something in there, bringing back those vibes for sure. Or this little stitching that we find here on this highlighter. So let's go ahead and give it a swatch. 3 different shades. One that is more of like a light pink, a little bit more on the neutral side. Then we have another shade that is more of a coral tone, super pretty too, peachy coral. And then we have another one that is more of that nudie kind of shade, lovely and super velvety. Do the swatches here. Okay, swatching really nice. I mean, for being blushes, they do have nice pigment. I'm just gonna build it up a little more. And here are the swatches. I'm gonna go with this Hourglass double-ended brush, and I'm gonna dig into the lighter shade. And there you have it. This is how much it picked up. And I'm gonna apply this shade right on the front of the cheek, just so you can see the payoff. It's there, it's very muted. I do have a light to medium complexion. I will be leaving my shade matches too in the description box below. In Chanel, I'm mostly a B40 or 40 shade. And sometimes I can do B30, like on these winter months. Okay, just building it up a little bit more. Hopefully you can see it in there. Just gonna build it even more. Such a sweet pink. It doesn't have a white base, so it doesn't create that weird cast on the skin. BK Beauty 112 brush, and I'm going to the coral shade right on the center. And this is how much the brush picked up. Plenty. And I'm just going to take it on this side. Definitely this is going to have way more pigment. This middle shade is warmer in tone than the lighter shade. Sonia G detail brush, and I'm going to the warm tone. Nice. And I'm gonna take this shade and applying it right by the temple to give that kind of like toasty like effect. And I'm gonna put it here also on my nose, so that way you can see the tone. Yeah, it does have that toasty bronze tone, like a golden hour kind of shade, which is beautiful too. Obviously, you don't have to separate each shade to apply this blush. I'm just doing so for you to see each of the tones and undertones. One thing though that I have noticed is that although in the pan it appears like a soft matte blush, it does have a tiny bit of luminosity. I'm sure you can see it right there. It's not super flat matte. It's more of like a demi matte with a subtle sheen, not even luminosity, just a little sheen. Like I was saying before, you don't need to separate each of the blushes to create a full look. I just did it for you to see each of the shades, how they look separate. I'm gonna go with the Chanel brush and I'm just gonna mix the whole thing in and apply it on the cheeks. And this just blends so well. My goodness, what a gorgeous blush. This is that barely there sun kiss, getting to be a tan look but not truly tan, so it does have that chameleonic kind of effect of a blush when you are transitioning from spring into summer. So this is wow, so beautiful and so complementing to the skin because it's not fully matte. It's a demi matte with the slightest sheen, not luminous. It doesn't have any sparkles or glitter. Oh, but it's just such a beautiful blush. Oh my gosh, so good. So good. The second item that I got from this collection is the eyeshadow palette in Utopia. Notice the box. Even the box have the camellia on the sides. The eyeshadow came in the velour pouch, and this eyeshadow is made in Italy and it costs $76. Now, this eyeshadow quad has been polarizing for many. A lot of people were saying, no, I'm not getting it because just being Chanel, the color doesn't attract me. But after seeing it in person, it has so much potential. I really hope that the camera is doing it justice. I film, as you know, natural light with 4K resolution. This is a 4K camera, so make sure you have your settings in YouTube correctly. Love the embossing of the little camellia, super pretty. Let's give it a swatch here. Oh, okay, this looks wet and it doesn't look like that in the pan. In the pan it looks pretty much like a demi matte. Let's see on this other shade. This is more like a creamy shade. Ooh, again, it does have a flip. Now, this one has a tiny bit of a flip between a light taupe grayish with pink undertone in it. Ooh, these are so chameleonic. Oh my gosh, no way. Chanel? Bringing a duochrome? This is a duochrome. It does have a little bit of pink, of blue. Oh my gosh, look at that. And they are super soft and lightweight. I cannot wait to apply it on my eyelid. And this is such a soft, matte, almost satin shade. Okay, this is gorgeous. And here are the swatches. Sonia G Crease Brush. And I'm going first to this shade. And I'm diffusing it above the crease. Look at that soft blend. Wow. Now, definitely you don't need to use all the shades to create a look, but I want to. Sonia G Builder Pro, and I'm gonna go to the pinkier shade, which is more of like a neutral pink, and it does have dimension. And what I mean with dimension is not about that it has glitter. It's not that. It's just, it's a beautiful satiny shade. So lovely. Sonia G Mini Booster, and I'm gonna go to the deepest shade. And I'm deepening out the outer V. Going next with a duochrome shade and a Smith 253 brush. And I'm applying this shade on the inner third of the eyelid. You see, this shade has a little bit of lilac tone in it, and blue, and pink. I got a little bit more of that shade, and I'm gonna just spritz a little bit of MAC Fix Plus and apply it wet. Use this application if you want a little bit more impact on the eyeshadow. This eyeshadow has a little bit of sparkles in it, so it does have a tiny bit more texture. I'm just gonna use my finger with this lighter shade, and I'm just gonna dab it right on the center of the eyelid. It's have a beautiful pinkish undertone with a little bit of white in it that is just kind of like not frost, but it's very romantic. It's very different, this eyeshadow palette for Chanel. I mean, I think the name says it, Utopia. Going next with this shade and a BK Beauty 204 brush, and I'm just gonna run it on the lower lash line. Sonia G flat definer and the deepest shade on the outer third of the lower lash line. Sonia G pencil brush, I'm gonna go to the lightest shade and I'm gonna take the shade and applying it on my inner corners. And whatever is remaining is going on the brow bone. I apply mascara, eyeliner on, and here is the final eyeshadow look. What do you think, my friends? I think it's a very elegant look. It does have a very subtle, in very much a Chanel way, this flip and this wet kind of finish with a little bit of a duo trio chrome on this shade. But like I said, it is done in the Chanel way, in a very soft, subtle way, nothing that is like too much. Now this collection comes with 4 lipsticks, 2 in the Rouge Coco Flash and 2 in the Rouge Allure Ink formulation. I picked up the Rouge Coco Flash because the shades spoke to me the most. I'm gonna pop up a picture of the other liquid lipsticks, but let's try the Rouge Coco Flash. Let's go first with the shade Rosa, and this has a beautiful flip of lilac that I'm just like, oh my gosh. This new Chanel lippy, it's a spring. It's so springy, and as you can tell, it's barely there. It doesn't have a ton of pigmentation. Obviously, if you're gonna build it up, you're gonna see more of that lilac tone in it. But oh, I like that frosty. I can't wait. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is more kind of like a metallic-y shade. Oh my gosh, Chanel. That's pretty. It's pretty like daring. I will just use it perhaps with nothing on the eyelids and just the lippy by itself. Rosa. Wow. And the other shade is Peachy 270. This is right up my alley. It does have a flip of gold, yellow, pink, peach. It's just stunning. Oh my gosh, this shade is so promising. Again, if you do one swipe, you pretty much is kind of like a clear balm. Then you can build it up and build it up and build it up as much as you want. And oh my gosh, these lipsticks, Chanel. Okay, this has that golden flip to it. Oh my. Okay, definitely this shade with a lip liner. I'm gonna go with Nude Broom from Chanel. And now I'm gonna go back to Peachy. Right on the center. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. I like that a lot more. It looks very pretty. This with a bronzy look, like really nice, just bronzy. Even if you don't have any eyeshadow, will look incredible too. As part of this collection, there are 2 nail polishes. Lately, I had been going to the nail salon to put some nails on, so I'm not sure if I will get one of the nail polishes. If anything, it will be the coral one. That speaks the most to me. And as part of this collection, there's a new highlighting fluid that is supposed to be kind of like a duochrome. So they got me in there, but when I read the description and it said that it had a flip of green, they lost me. They completely lost me. I was like, a flip of green? I don't want to be a beetle, a walking beetle. Some green sparks on my face. I said no, so I'm just gonna use this one that I have had forever. It is in the shade Sunkiss. So if you're wondering how are the highlighting fluids, it's a very easy product to use. It just gives a very subtle glow to the skin wet kind of look, super pretty. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And you can use it underneath your foundation or as a luminizer or to mix in with a foundation. Say if you have a foundation that is too matte and you just want to have a little bit more glow, this product is just perfect for that, but not with a green. Not with a green. Okay, my friends, before I give you my final thoughts about this Camellia collection, breaking news right here. My gosh, hold yourself tight. The Rouge Coco lipsticks, you know, these babies right here, they have been reformulated and there are 16 new shades. Mademoiselle is still in there. Adrienne, I don't see it in there. And I don't think I see Cecile or Arthur. So I'm going to post an image right here of all the new 16 shades. I don't know if the other shades will come back or what's going on, but I thought to let you know because they are available right now at Chanel boutiques. I was thinking, should I buy them all and swatch them all? And I feel like that's gonna be too much, over consuming, wasting product. Oh my gosh, sometimes I wish that I could be in Chanel's PR. I don't even know if they have PR. I think they have, but yeah, I mean, ah, you know what I mean. Anyhow, that can be good news for some, bad news for other ones. Until I don't try the new formulation, I cannot give you feedback. I only know that they are more hydrating, which it could be a total plus with a new formulation. And another news is that there are 4 new shades of the Duo Ultra Tenue lipsticks, the one that have 2 sides that like you can eat a greasy meal and they will not come off of your lips. So there you have it, my friends. In terms of this collection, my opinion, let's start first with the blush. It's honestly very beautiful. It is stunning. I love the shade. I love that it's just an in-between. Somehow they were able to make it that it just have some beautiful sheen without being a satin finish, and it just gives the perfect spring summer, you know, kind of shade to the cheeks. I thought for a minute that this was going to be the oversized palette, but it's not. I mean, if we compare it to the eyeshadow, as you can tell, it's not that big. It's not that big, which I'm like surprised about. Very surprised about it. In terms of the eyeshadow quad, I'm impressed because I thought, no, this is not going to be for me. It's going to be an eyeshadow that is a no-go. The color story doesn't seem cohesive, but at the long run, it actually works beautifully. And we see, I mean, we're seeing all over again, many times, lilac on eyeshadows. It's a huge trend for not only spring, but summertime too. And yeah, I mean, this carries that. And not only that, this eyeshadow quad goes out of the norm for Chanel because they are bringing us these shades that they have a duochrome and, you know, kind of this wet finish, which is something non-traditional for Chanel. In terms of the lippies, they are beautiful. You can just use one swipe if you don't want a super uber metallic kind of finish. And these are extremely hydrating, even though like this lilac does have a little bit of like shimmery particles. They are not big granules, nothing that is gonna hurt your lips. In fact, I remove it before applying the other shade, Peachy, and I barely found any traces of sparkles from this lipstick. Beautiful shades, both of them, in the beautiful Rouge Coco Flash formulation that I love so much. What's next for Chanel? I think we all have seen the sneak peek. Some of them, they are calling this eyeshadow palette the fall eyeshadow, but I'm pretty sure this is from the Summer Le Beige collection. So hold on tight because we're going to see some bronzy looks from Chanel pretty soon. If you're all into beauty or into fashion, I will highly suggest you to do not leave without subscribing to the channel because it is completely free. Ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. And please help me to grow my family both on my TikTok and Instagram. If you like the video, if it serves you of any help, please give it a thumbs up, share it with family and friends. I will love to hear your comments. Are you excited for any of the collections from Chanel? And what is next here on my YouTube channel? I have but a lot of new makeup releases. So hold on tight because I will be reviewing a lot of them from Dior, YSL, Tom Ford. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And then I also went shopping the Chanel 25P collection in boutique. So if you want to see that, stay tuned for it. And if you're not that watching my content, I will be leaving a couple other videos at the end of the screen that I'm sure you're going to love. See you then. Bye-bye.